Welcome viewers to ENC Question Reflection, where you learn truth, knowledge, and understanding. Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to go ahead and start this off. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, subscribe to our channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell and hit all to make sure you don't miss any of our material. Also, when the video is done, if you like the video, make sure you hit that like button. If you have any comments, you can comment them in the comment section. So, the topic I'm going to talk about today is one a lot of people I don't think quite understand. It's about truth. It's about facts. If you hear my music in the back, don't worry about it. My son and they make beats, so he owns the rights to these music, so I'm not worried about playing this music. So anyways, it's about facts. When do you tell the truth? When is it good to state facts? See, a lot of people take it the wrong way. A lot of people get all in their feelings and they get upset because someone states a fact. But see, let me tell you what a fact is. A fact can be proven. It's not an opinion. It's not maybe what you think. It's what you know. Fact is what you know. See, there's a difference between I think and I know. When you think something, you either one or two things. It's either your opinion or you're second guessing. You might know. It might be the truth. It might be a fact. But when you state a fact, it's proven. Straight up proven. Ain't no other way around it. It is what it is. And that's just what it is. If you tell, if someone was to walk up to me and tell me, hey Casey, you obese, I ain't even gonna be mad, because I know that I'm 5'2" and I weigh a little more than I should be weighing. I'm gonna try to lose weight. It's been really difficult for me to do that, but I'm not gonna be mad at you because you stated a fact. I may say, well, that was kind of rude, because there's other ways you could have told me that, but I'm not gonna be mad at you because you stated that fact. A lot of people will be mad at you because you state a fact. A lot of people will tell a woman, you acting like a prostitute, and they get mad about it. But the thing is, you got sugar daddies who are paying you for their services. I don't know what else you would call that, because a prostitute is definitely someone who sells themselves, and that's what you're doing. So you can't get mad because someone's telling you that you're acting like a prostitute, because technically you are being a prostitute. So the idea of this specific video is to state, when is it okay to state a fact? See, I always talk about in my other videos, the respect is the consideration of somebody's feelings. And that's true. So when you consider how somebody might take your fact, you give them a form of respect. And when you give them that form of respect, people appreciate that. People appreciate when you give them courtesy. So even though you're about to state a fact, or you're about to say something that can be proven, there's ways that you can state it without being hurtful or offensive. Sometimes there's really no way around it. Sometimes the only way to say it is to be blunt about it, or to be straightforward. And I get a lot of this when I'm on Facebook, and there was a post that went out on a group, and it said, what's the cheapest thing you ever did? And all the stuff they was listing, that wasn't cheap. They was stealing. Oh, they'd put all kind of stuff like, things that they do to Redbox, or things that they would do to rental cars, the stuff they're stating was stealing. It wasn't even cheap. See, the example I had, what's the cheapest thing you ever did, is instead of going and buying baby wipes, I actually made my own baby wipes. But I really didn't think that was cheap. I really think that was smarter. But I mean, it is what it is. It's really perspective. It's really how you look at it. But that's probably the cheapest thing I ever did, was make my own stuff. But the things that these people were putting on there they were stealing. So I put that in there. That's what it is. Like, when you take something that doesn't belong to you, when you go to Walmart and you scan one item and you don't scan another one, baby, you stealing, and let them catch you and they're going to put you in handcuffs. Let them catch you and you're going to be sitting in the back of a police car. So what you're doing is stealing. So I had somebody get on there and tell me that I'm self-righteous and you know, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm far from self-righteous because I don't feel like I'm superior to anybody. I state what I state. I say what I say because it's what I say it may be a fact. I try to be technical about things. Like, I try not to use words that I don't necessarily know the meanings to, because the second I tell somebody else they don't know what they're talking about, I'm gonna look stupid. So I try my very, very best to be very factual when I say things. So everybody's gonna take things differently when you tell them a truth. You have to be careful when you say certain things, because some people do get offended. Some people will get upset. Some people can't handle the truth. Some people can't handle the fact that you just called them a thief, even though they just put that themselves out there as a thief. But they can't handle the fact that you just called them a thief. They'll start this, well, that was when we was kids. You should have just kept your crimes to yourself, because what you're doing isn't cheap. It's really stealing. So it kind of made me think that, maybe sometimes there's a time and a place. The Bible speaks of that. There's a time and a place for everything. It's time to speak, time to be quiet, time to speak, time to be quiet. There's really a time and a place to everything. Time to work, time to play. And a fact is a fact, but I think sometimes, there goes my opinion. I think sometimes we'd rather just be better off just not saying anything at all, if we're not gonna, if we feel like we're gonna offend somebody when we state a fact. And sometimes I have to get in my mind, like, you know what, it needs to be said. Like, a lot of stuff on my channel needs to be said. And I know I'm going to offend a lot of people. Bible also says in Ephesians 7:9 not to be easily offended. However, not everybody's biblical and not everybody believes like that. A lot of people are going to get their feelings hurt because not everybody views things the same way. Not everybody is like, well, I can accept that fact. I mean, I can accept a fact because I've grown and matured, but I can guarantee you when I was 21 and somebody would have told me that I was I was fat or I was obese, you was gonna get it. You was gonna get told. You was gonna get a whole history about yourself, because I couldn't handle the truth. But as I got older, I realized something. If you're ashamed of the person that you are, change who you are. If you can't have pride for yourself and you can't be proud of who you are as a person, sounds to me like you need to change something about yourself, baby. Because you shouldn't be doing anything that you're going to be shameful of. And people are like, well, I can conceal it, I can hide this, and and nobody will know. Eventually the truth going to come out. It might not come out right then and there, but eventually it will. And it's a good example. If you're biblical, I use the Bible a lot, but when you're biblical, look at Adam and Eve. God told them they will surely die if they sin and they did what He told them not to do. And they did what He told them not to do anyways, but they didn't drop dead just then and there. It took them years, and it's the same thing. The truth is going to eventually come out. It might not come out right then and there, but eventually, what happens in the dark is going to come to the light. Period. Because I don't care who you are and what status you got, your secrets are not going to continue to be concealed. And I know in some cases they actually do. A lot of people take a lot of stuff to their grave, but you don't know when you did what you did if that was going to be taken to your grave. You didn't know that. You didn't know whether that stuff was going to be concealed all your life. So when you're doing stuff, you got to be careful. So when you telling people facts and when you stating stuff to people, you really have to think about something. See, my life wasn't the greatest. I did some really crazy stuff. I acted some really crazy ways. I'm very, very ashamed of as a woman. But I know that I learned from them. And so when people bring up my past to me, or they say something to me, I tell me they didn't expect me to be a great woman. They didn't expect me to be decent. I was not offended at all because I didn't expect me to be decent. But when I turned 16, I made a change in my life, and I knew I was going to be a better person because I didn't want to end up in places that them other kids I knew was going to go. And they did go. I have people all the time telling me that. So when people come to me and they're like, you know what? I never expected you to be like this. Or when they bring up something from my past, you remember when you was doing this and when you was doing that? Yeah, but you know what? I learned from that. I took that. I'm ashamed of the stuff that I did. And I feel really bad about it. I wish I could take that back. But I can't. So I just learned from it. So when you stating facts to people, when you bringing up the truth to people, you have to really be careful. Never tweak the truth. You can, I want to say, dumb it down, maybe soften it up, because you do want your words to be seasoned with salt, but you don't want to veer away from the truth. The truth is the truth. The second that you change anything about a fact, it's no longer a fact and has to be reproven. The second you change anything about a fact, it is now your opinion. It is your perception, or excuse me, your perceptive. It's not a fact anymore. So when you state in facts, you have to stick to the fact. Just like these people who want to buy, you know, let's say they buy a Chevy, I don't know, a box Chevy. That's a bad example. Let's say they buy like a Mazda or something, and they take that Mazda sticker off, they replace it with a Mercedes-Benz sticker. The fact is, it's still a Mazda. I don't care what you say, it's still a Mazda. But you changed one thing about that car, but it didn't make it a fact in Mazda. You just changed the sticker on it. It's the same way with a fact. You can say whatever, but the fact is a fact. The truth is the truth. The second that you change something from it, it's no longer that fact. So you can soften it up. Like, for instance, I'm going to go back to this fat thing because a lot of girls are nowadays, they're all upset about their outer appearance and stuff. You ain't got to tell no, you don't have to tell them, well, you know what? You is fat. You know, you need to lose weight. You is, because I do. Shoot, I know I do. But if you want to tell somebody that, you know, maybe you could tell them, I don't know. I don't tell people that they fat. But if you wanted to tell them that they fat, or maybe you want to tell an ugly girl that she ugly. I'm so straightforward. It's hard for me to just to dumb stuff down and to, because I just want, like Thumper and Bambi when they live. If you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. So a fact to me is a fact. But if you do want to, like, and if you want to tell somebody that they fat, you know, you might bring up, you know, you eating good. I remember one of my uncles came up to one of my family members and he was like, "Hey, you must got food stamps." And I laughed because I knew what he was trying to say, but it was his nice way to say, "You getting big, man. You getting big." Because, you know, people with food stamps, they got a lot of food in their house. I guess, you know, they got little snacks or something. I don't know. But he was just trying to say, you must have food stamps because you getting big. So what I was saying, man, you is fat. You know, he said it in a nice way. That we got the picture of what the man was trying to say, what my uncle was trying to say, but without being real disrespectful to a sense, because he kind of made a joke about it. So I mean, you can say, you know, even if somebody, you know, is not that attractive, I'm gonna tell you, a lot of these girls will wear hairstyles and they'll wear makeup that don't fit them. They'll wear outfits that they shouldn't be wearing, because not all hairstyles is for everybody, not all makeup is for everybody, and not all clothes are for everybody. Everybody has their own look, their own style, their own things that make them look better or that bring out things about them. So you just can't be. I wouldn't wear I would wear like bright colored eyeshadow, and it might look cute on me, but you might have somebody else that it doesn't look good on at all, and they really look like a clown. So then you're wondering, well, how do I tell them that? Just tell them, you look good. Like if they're wearing bright orange, you might say, you know what, blue looks really good on you. I think blue would look really good on you. And maybe they're going to change it. See, but you said something to them without kind of like, you stating a fact. Well, the blue looks like that's actually an opinion. But I'm just saying, there's nice ways to tell people things that they may need to hear without being straight up rude about it. I'm pretty confident in myself. I know I need to lose weight, but like I always say, I'm a cute fat. I don't care. And I really get that because my husband always told me that really thin women most of the time look sick, and I look better because I was small at one point before I had kids and got married, but I was I had a real small shape, but my husband tells me I actually look better, more healthier with a little weight on me. So I might need to lose. I really don't. There's some things about I don't like, but I'm not that insecure about it where somebody's gonna bother me. But see, the thing is, I'm not everybody, and a lot of people will be offended, and they will get upset, and they will have some negative things to say. So when do you tell the truth? You always tell the truth, but sometimes you just gotta season it, or sometimes you just gotta. For instance, what I mean by season it is like, if you cooking chicken is chicken, but it tastes different based on how you season it. I know some of my biological family members, I don't think they can cook, and they don't season their food, and I don't see how they eat it. So I don't know, but it tastes different when you season the food. When you season your words, it's taken in different. So you don't want to be like, just straight up mean about it, especially if you have somebody who ain't going to be able to take it the way that you want it to be taken, because communication is key, and the way you communicate can be different based on who you're speaking to. So you always want to state a fact. Never veer away from the fact itself. And if you can't make it to where they can take it and ingest it good and be able to understand it, just don't even say anything until it's that time when you've really figured out a good way to talk to them or be able to tell them something. I always stick to the facts, and I try not to veer away from the fact. Veer away from the fact actually causes a person for your words not to have any meaning. Excuse me.
Models popping bottles.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. I had to pick up something. So, anyways, back to what I was saying. A fact is best left untouched. When you telling people, when you telling people or you giving people information, or when you responding to something like on, social media, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you responding to somebody at, and you trying to state a fact, you make sure that fact can't be touched. Because if you start spitting opinions to people, they gonna tear your opinion apart with facts. A fact, there ain't no other way around it. It is what it is. Like, there ain't no shoulda, couldas, wouldas. There's no, a fact is a fact. It's proven. You can't change the truth. That's why they always say, there's three sides to every story: yours, mine, and the truth. A lot of people, when they tell them the stories, they add and take away. Just like, even in the Bible tell you that, when it comes to the Bible, do not add anything to it. Don't take anything away from it. That's why you got to be careful when you're taking in knowledge from people that speak to you about the Bible, because it's real easy for somebody to add something, to it and take somewhere. You got to be very cautious about the people that you listen to who are talking to you about the Bible, because if they start telling you stuff that, they don't know about, or if they start telling you stuff, they adding stuff to it, or they leaving stuff out, they no longer spitting the facts to you. They're no longer actually telling you what the Bible says, because, it's you can't be doing all that. God wants the truth to be the truth and not anything else. It's the same way when you're telling people that. That's why, the Bible tells you, let your yes mean yes and your no mean no. Let your truth mean the truth. You speak facts. When you're speaking to people, when you're writing stuff on social media, when you're telling people and you're trying to tell them something factual, and don't be ashamed of you speaking a fact. See, I know that when is the best time to tell the truth? You always want to tell the truth. You always want to speak a factual statement or tell the truth about it. But the thing is, sometimes you can season it differently for different people, for different folks. Some people take the truth well, some people don't. Some people get real offended. So you definitely want to make sure that you understand or know who you're speaking to. If it's a stranger, I'm going to tell you right now, if it's a stranger and you don't know them, I am not going to tell you to tread lightly, but I'm going to tell you tread cautiously. I'm going to tell you to speak straight back, because when you're dealing with a stranger, you ain't dealing with feelings. You're dealing with courtesy. Excuse me, please, thank you. But you're not dealing with feelings. You're not dealing with somebody that you know personally. You don't have any emotional attachment to that person. So when you speaking to strangers, you can speak straight facts. But what I mean by tread cautiously, you better make sure that what you're saying is a fact and not what you think, because you don't know who you're talking to, and that person could know either just as much as you or a little bit more than you. So tread cautiously when you're speaking to people that you don't know, when you're speaking to strangers, but always speak a fact. Always speak the truth. Don't be going up in there talking about what you think you know, and if you don't know, there is nothing wrong with researching that information first. There is nothing wrong with saying, hold on just a second, give me just a second, I'm going to look up something. And look it up. And don't look it up from one site or one citation from one source. Make sure that information is coming from multiple sources, and it's the same information. You don't want somebody else to be telling you their opinion and you took it as a fact. You can't do that. That's not a fact. That's their perception. That's their idea of what it means. You can't do stuff like that. But when should you speak the truth? Always. Always. It's really just how you speak the truth, and how you season it to the person that you're speaking to. But don't never be telling people lies. Don't be in there just trying to be saying stuff, because people gonna eat you alive, especially in this world now, because now's the time of information, and information is accessible to a lot of people. You'll get a lot of people who will go off a word of mouth, and then you'll get people who actually read books. Readers are leaders. They actually read. They actually take in information, and them the ones that's gonna eat you alive. They always said that if you ever want to hide any information, put it in a book, because people don't read no more. They don't read. They don't take in information. They don't research anything. They just kind of go off of what they think they know, and then they pass on that information. You ever remember the game as a kid called telephone, where one person would say something and then the next person, and eventually by the time I get to the end, it would have been done changed up so bad, and you'd be like, well, how in the heck did it get to that? People's mouth. So if you ain't read it yourself and you ain't researched yourself, don't be doctoring people's words, and don't become a doctorate where you just taking up you're just taking the words from somebody else. You're not really researching that information for yourself at all. So But that's gonna be the end of that. Just remember that if you are speaking the truth, or you if you are speaking to somebody, just you can season it with salt, but you season it depending on who you're speaking to. But remember this: always speak the fact, whether it's a soft or it's blunt, straightforward, but always speak the truth. The truth is not going to fear you any wrong, because at the end of the day, there's no way to debate the argument. It's a truth. It's a fact. So there's nothing else that that they can try to say about it. So, but always state facts. Always speak the truth. It's always okay to be factual. It's always okay to come out with a fact. Opinions are the ones you kind of want to be like, keep them to yourself. You don't want to really be too opinionated. But always make sure that you're speaking in facts, and make sure that fact is something that you know for yourself, that you've researched, that you just didn't just hear somebody else say and then you just repeating it. Because guess what happens when you do that? You got somebody who has actually taken in that information for themselves, and so they actually do know that information. So be cautious. So that's going to be the end of this video. I appreciate y'all watching. I appreciate y'all listening to the video, taking in this information, taking in this knowledge, and I hope that you understand the information that was given to you today. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel. Watch my other videos. I got a couple other videos about respect, child rearing, marriage, relationships. I'm going to be doing a music video review probably today or tomorrow. I got a live tonight. I'm going to try to do it today, Saturday, at 8 o'clock. So hit that like button. Also, if you have anything to say, you can comment below. Comment how you like the video. Also, when you subscribe, don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss any material. So you get the notification when I go live. You get the notification when I drop new videos. And if you have any topics or anything that you think I should cover, please let me know. If it's something I don't know a lot about, trust and believe, it may take a minute for me to get it out because I'm going to research it. I don't believe everything I hear. I believe none of what I hear and only half of what I see. So just, take that in. But thanks again, and I will catch y'all on the flip side.